Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Pluribus episode 6. I didn't write the name down, but I think it was HDP. I think that's what it stood for, so I'm gonna go with that.
Human something and something, Alita. Can you believe it? We were right. They were eating the people.
We absolutely were right, yes, that is true. And I was incredibly more right, where it was basically exactly what I predicted, you know? That everyone was aware, no one really cared, it was only Carol freaking out.
Got a note. Stop spoiling it, Alita.
Alright. We have a recap, so we'll start with this, okay? So, Carol.
Oh, who am I?
I'm joined by Kyle Entertainment. You can see it on the screen right now, guys.
Hi, everybody. Make sure to like and subscribe.
True. Now, Carol, she runs home and immediately records a video to tell all the other survivors about what she's discovered. But then, she decides not to do that. And then instead of doing that, she goes and drives to Las Vegas. And she tries to find the French guy, who I'm, pretty sure is French, because there's a lot of French words in this one today. Or yesterday, I guess, when I watched it. But turns out he is having a staged poker game party night with the hive mind, and then when Carol shows up, all the hive mind leaves, and then Carol's about to tell him about all the dead people, but then instead he shows Carol a big presentation by John Cena, who explains the whole situation, and then she stays with the French guy for a bit, and then when she finds out that the hive mind needs their consent to convert them, she kind of just leaves, and the rest of the episode follows the unpleasant man who got Carol's message and leaves his house for the first time. So, or not his house, I guess, but his accommodation for the first time. So, yeah.
He called his mother the B word.
That is true. Something like that. Yeah, in another language. That is true. But, yep. John Cena, is this the thing you knew about? Because that'd be my guess. Because you kept saying,
not at all. I had no idea John Cena was in this, so that's crazy.
Right.
No, the thing I know is much more substantial. So,
all right.
And it still hasn't happened.
Oh, so I'm excited. One day.
Episodes left. I'm more and more convinced that it's going to be the finale.
Yep. And I still don't know what it is, so I'm kind of glad to not know. But true.
Oh, the other thing I knew from looking at thumbnails was that this guy was in this episode. So I think I was giggling when
the French
that we
guy?
were never going to see him again. Yes.
Yeah.
Now, okay. France, remember back in the day, back in the 1800s, conquered a bunch of places. So he might not be French, but might speak French, Alita.
Yeah. You know,
but also,
if I knew his name, I would call him his name. I don't know it, and I don't want to look it up.
I don't know any names, Alita. I never have.
That is very
true. Love the Playboy. That's what we've been calling him.
The Playboy, yes.
Now, all of French people, they're all Playboys, Alita. So maybe he is French.
True. Okay. I mean, we can start just talking about the dead bodies thing. I don't know how much there is to say about it. We pretty much
we got to start on frame 1, second one, Alita, where we're in an establishing shot and we see some flash and lights, and I'm like, oh, we're doing another cold open. But then I was shocked and surprised when the great Carol came running out and there was no cold open. And by cold open, I mean an open where we're not with Carol.
Yeah.
Even though it was a cold open because it was before the thingy. But that was shocking, Alita. And I said, haha. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, it was shocking. And it was the way the whole opening scene was directed was very scary. I was like, oh my God, this is like a found footage kind of thing, and she's going to get attacked, and maybe a hive mind will look at her, or there'll be a hive mind in here somewhere.
But nothing scary happened.
Well, I mean, the scary thing happened, which is they revealed it was dead bodies, but, I was already primed for this, so I wasn't that scared. But at the same time, I was doubting myself. I was like, oh my God, what if it actually is something bad? And it's not just food, but, it was food. But I was a little like, oh my God, it could be really bad. If this was actually a trick not a trick, but if this was actually with bad intentions, it would be really scary. And I guess we'll talk about that.
But it's not.
Well, we'll talk about this. Maybe we should just say it now, because I'll probably forget.
We love the great hive mind here.
It's super interesting. I'm wondering if you picked up on this too, or if it is literally just going on in my mind. But I had there's so much to say about this episode. I have a massive point. Which is a big...
Well, I didn't really have anything to say, so this is terrific.
Okay, we can start off with this, I guess, but I probably would have saved this to the end. But there's okay, this is a terrible idea for me to start with this. We're going with it. But basically, John Cena gives this big presentation about the dead bodies.
He is.
Okay.
He's shaking right now. He's embarrassed by this point.
Yes, John Cena gives this big presentation about the dead bodies, and I'm like, wow, that was a great presentation. It was a well-reasoned, sound argument, and I'm like, this is convincing me. This is a good point. We should be having the dead bodies. It makes sense, And then when Carol is fighting against it, I'm like, Carol, you idiot! He made a good point, and it makes you look stupid by disagreeing with it.
They wouldn't even pick an apple, Alita.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, Carol, we don't want to do this. Ideally, we wouldn't do this, but we're gonna die. We don't want the people to die. And I was like, oh, I get it, man. I get it. So basically this whole, and then there's even after this, there's the scene where Carol basically like reverts at the end where she is having this like good time, like relatively good time with the French guy in his apartment or like whatever, the penthouse or whatever. And then she leaves and they rehash the same argument they've had before about like, she basically says like, oh, you're all slaves, you're gonna lose your individuality or whatever. And that scene, I'm like, oh my God, Carol, like, didn't you hear John Cena? You know, they're actually good people. Like the scene convinced me a little bit. I'm like, actually, I'm not on Carol's side anymore. And then the end of the episode happens, which is like, we basically have a whole massive like long scene at the end here following the guy, the like unpleasant guy, which is what I call him. I don't know his name, and it's not really that unpleasant, okay? But I mean, he is kind of a little bit. But
he eats out of the bin.
True. And then that happens, the scene, and he gets the message from Carol, and I'm like, it convinces me back on his side again, where I'm like, oh my God, like there's hope, like, oh my God, like this is this man who has been struggling so much because he doesn't want to like give in, and like he might die because he doesn't know what society's like out there, and he hears like another human's voice, and this is like the thing that's special about being human, you know, hearing other people's voices and like hearing their story and connecting to them. And I'm like, oh my God, humanity is so good, and individualization is like so good, and he really won me over. And this brings me to why I led up to all this, which is that we get a very different portrayal of the hive mind at the end of this scene, which is that they present themselves as his mother, and is a very creepy, like they're standing there, they're like really being ominous, they're like not smiling, well they are smiling but like a weird creepy way, and he clearly, who is the protagonist that we're watching this scene through, is obviously very opposed to them and is calling them out for using the face of the mother. And it just makes me think that maybe they are actually being deceptive. Maybe the bodies aren't being used for food. Maybe they're not going to die in 10 years. Like maybe this is actually all a big trick. And I didn't think of that until that point. And it feels like this is like perfectly timed, as like it almost won me over until we came to this guy's scene. Where if this is like an intentional thing, I think it's like a genius thing. I'm curious where the rest of the show will go, but if this is intentional, I think this is this is really good storytelling. But I don't know, it could just be all in my head. So yeah. Any thoughts?
I went on no such journey, but the lady was creepy at the end.
Yeah, that is true.
And you may bring up a good point, Elitery, is in that Carol didn't have any family or friends for them to try and manipulate her with. She was all alone. So, you know,
Indeed.
like with this one, they tried to present the mother initially, and that is a little tricky, Elitery. That's not very nice.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what happened with all the other people with their families. And they fell for it, unlike this great man. Just like the Frenchman, you know, he might be a nice guy sometimes, but he fell for it, this idiot. He's just going along with it. He doesn't want to save humanity, but our great ally in this one, this fella does. And so he's off to meet Carol, leader. How exciting.
It is very exciting. I wasn't actually looking forward to it. I remember the first time we talked about him, I'm like, oh, we'll probably never see him again. But I'm so happy. Like
You kept saying that about everybody.
Yeah, exactly. And they've all come back. The only one I'm not happy came back. I mean, we all know the one, but I like all the other people. I'm glad they came back. Okay, but not that damn woman. God. But anyway, they're all meeting each other over Zoom anyway, so you know they're having their little chats. But
true, they have Zoom meetings. How cute.
Anyway, okay.
And the guy got Carol's message and didn't send her a text.
That is true. Now
that's a little mean.
Let's just start from the beginning. So we had the body stuff. We can talk about that whatever we want. I think we've already covered that. Then we have the big party fantasy scene where it's like this guy is acting out like a whole thing. He's like making the hive mind like pretend to talk to itself, which is very funny.
They can play a character. True. They're all like, some of them are kissing and stuff.
That's gotta be like so weird for like them, because they're literally just pretending to enjoy that, and it makes sense, but yeah,
it brings him happiness, so they're happy to do it, Aliari.
It is true. That is very true. But you know, he is playing poker against this eye patch guy, and it's like straight out of I don't know what type of movie, some James Bond movie or something. I have no idea.
True, they all look like funny characters.
Yep, it is really well made. Like it feels like a very different show, but it's like well directed and like feels like it's a genuine tone or whatever. I don't know how to explain it, but it looks good. I like it the way they directed this.
I did consider at one point that the guy on the other end of the table might have been one of the other people he like invited or something.
True. Yeah, I was curious actually, because it is ambiguous when we cut to it, where it's like, oh wow, there's like people partying. Did it ever cross your mind that it wasn't the hive mind and it was just like an actual party flashback or something even?
Well, it could have been a flashback, but I didn't think so.
Okay, yeah, neither did I, but it was certainly possible. But yeah, so they have a big poker match. Eye patch guy loses, and then he starts clapping for French guy, and it was very funny, and they had to get back in character.
Sure, and he told him to get back in character, and... You think he wins every time, Alita? You think that's part of their internal prerogative or something?
I mean, it's probably a scenario he set up. So it's like, they probably wouldn't let
What
him
if he
win.
would have greater happiness if he lost 1,000 times before he won once?
Well, that's a wonderful question that we'll never know the answer to.
Maybe you have to be miserable a lot in life in order to appreciate the happy times.
That sounds like something Lex Friedman would say.
And unlike the hive mind, they're just happy all the time, and that's why they're evil.
That is true. They're smiling all the time, like those conversion therapy people, which we don't like. Wouldn't it be so cool to like actually get a scene where these individual people like verse the hive mind in like a game or something? Wouldn't that be so cool? Like they play chess or something, and the hive mind always wins or something. I don't know, like, or even if they just play poker, but they're not like pretending to lose or anything like that. Like, that'd be cool.
I guess they wouldn't always win, right? They would have all the best chess players in their head, but they could lose.
Well, if it's chess, they'd win.
Maybe.
But like, if there's another game, like I don't know,
like chance, bro. So
yeah, like what if they're playing like I don't know, like Minecraft speedrunning or something? I don't know. Who knows? Mario Kart, you know.
I sure as hell wouldn't win Mario Kart. We don't like that game.
True. Anyway, they...
Alita E!
Yes,
Can you
please.
believe John Cena was teaching this guy the sunset flip powerbomb?
They did mention that, yes. It was kind of crazy.
That's not a move John Cena does.
Is that true?
No, it's not. It's not. It's like not the type of move he would do at all, which is kind
God.
of funny. Because I couldn't tell if it was like a non-wrestling fan writing a thing, but then why would they know the sunset flip powerbomb? That's like a insider reference. Not really, not that much, but maybe, you know, he just thought that move was cool when small wrestlers did it, and he wanted John Cena to teach him. I know that was a little funny.
That is very funny. John Cena being in this at all is actually pretty good. Like there would be a lot of celebrities in this where I'd be like, this would take me out of it. This didn't take me out at all for some reason. Like I buy it.
It's not like an actor. Like it's like he's a wrestler doing the thingy. But also, I mean, I feel like every role, and I think I've seen John Cena in like 2 things. I feel like he always does this like inhuman role, which I think he's kind of good at. Even though I don't like John Cena as a wrestler or an actor in wrestling. So.
I don't think I've seen him in
Why is that so
anything.
funny, Illyri? Why are you giggling over there, huh?
Because you're a hater, which is funny. I don't know.
I am. I'm the #1 John Cena hater. Don't you mind anything about that?
Sure.
But he might be good at acting. I don't know.
Well, he gave a very convincing presentation here that convinced me.
The presentation was good.
Yeah. Anyway. You know, they're...
I jumped ahead of Illyri. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, they're all at the party, and then he leaves, and they all like go quiet and clean up because they don't have to pretend anymore. It's very funny.
Oh, there was a sexy bath scene, Illyri.
Yeah, that is true. There was a warning at the beginning of this episode, at least on Apple TV, where it's like, you have to be 15 plus to watch this. And I was like, yes, I am 15 plus. Yeah.
There was no nipples.
I don't think there were. Like, I remember she got out of the tub, and they were like, I was thinking about how do they get the bubbles to like stay there on like... And I was like, it must be like a thing.
True.
Like, it must be like fake bubbles or something. Like, it was impressive.
Well, you know, when you're in the bath as a kid, you give yourself a Santa beard, Illyri.
Yeah, but like, they're probably filming the scene at least like 5 times. Like, there's got to be a way to like keep the bubbles there, I'm sure. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah,
you know? It's impressive.
They just got it until they got it right. It was all luck. And every time the creepy director got to see all the nipples when they weren't covered up properly. What a creepazoid.
Yeah, we hate creeps. That's true. Like the French man.
Somebody was a lady in this. I don't know if it was the writer or the director. And as we know, Illyri, ladies can't be creepazoids.
True. Okay. But there was an old lady who was going to get in the tub as well.
There was an old lady who was going to get in with them. She started taking her clothes off, Illyri. That was exciting.
And he was like, he was inviting her. It wasn't just like she just wanted to go in. It was like, yeah, come in.
He's a nice fella, my goodness.
Yeah.
And also... there was something about this scene in House, like they were acting a little bit that was weird or something. It was in one of these scenes, but I can't remember it. The old lady has reminded me of it. Or reminded me of the idea, the phantom idea of it, Illyri, that I will never grasp. Now, isn't that just a metaphor for life?
Yeah.
Now, they all left because Carol was coming, that no good lady.
Yeah, that is true. Now, there's like a few things. One, in terms of characterization for the French guy, he comes across as very nice. Like, not very nice, I guess, but like he's a nice guy. More so than you would have thought of from his like first introductory scene.
No, he was a nice guy then too.
I don't know. I feel like the first time we see him, it's more like, is this a front? Like, is he just like dismissing her, or like, is he just like agreeing to dismiss Carol? But here, it's like he seems genuinely nice, which is that firstly he like hears out Carol and listens to her or whatever. Lets her stay there for like a while, and then also like there's a scene where he's talking to the hive mind and is like, but she's so lonely, you know, can't she, like, she can stay a bit.
True.
And I'm like, oh, look at this, he's so nice. But yeah, there's that whole element to it. What else was... Oh my god, I completely lost what I was going to say.
The Phantom strikes again. This is a sad story.
Yeah, French guy. Let me see my notes. French guy, what have I written? He clearly feels bad for Carol, but probably...
Well, there's like a funny part where he's like... She like jokes or maybe doesn't joke that she'll like stay in the room next door or something, and he seems to react negatively to that because he kind of wants her to get out.
She was not joking.
Ladies can come back. But yeah, it didn't seem like she was joking. But then she realized, she gauged his reaction and thought, "Oh, yeah, well, I better let them."
I'm just messing with you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So he wanted to hurry her out of the door the next morning, Alita. Like a one night stand or something. That's the trope.
Yeah, there was a lot more relationship stuff this episode. Even that call I just talked about, where he's on the phone saying like, "Oh, but she's like so lonely," or whatever. Even that feels like a relationship. Like someone would say that about you when you're like, say what's I don't even know what the scenario would be. Maybe it's like someone has you have a crush on someone,
on the phone, and the friend wants you to come and hang out with them.
Oh yeah, that is
that's come in.
That is a good one.
She's lonely. I gotta stay with her.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And what else was there? There was we almost got a cliche line in here. Which I think was the point, but also it might not be. But it was the line where they were he was talking about how like, oh, they have Zoom meetings and they had like a vote and they said they didn't want her there. And he's like, oh, it was basically like, it's not you, it's me. It was like, oh, we almost got that line where it's like, oh, ultimately, I'll write it down here. I'm sorry, Carol. Ultimately, this is not about you or about any of us for that matter. And I thought that was like a thing where it's like, it felt like that cliche scene where it's like, we're breaking up, but it's like not your fault or whatever, but it is at the same time. But that was like
maybe it's best for the both of us, you know. Some people just aren't supposed to work it out. But also, they're all very concerned about helping the great hive mind not starve to death, Alita. What a bunch of nice young ladies.
That is so true. Yep. But are they starving to death? That's the real question. But it would make sense.
Yes, they are, Alita. It's upsetting.
I bet they probably are. It is a crazy reveal. Because it does change the motivations a bit. Because Carol now, like I don't know, she's just going to let him die? I guess she might. But I don't know. It's interesting.
It's also like, what do we do after they're all fucking dead?
Yeah.
What do you think happens? So they all die. Is the virus dead? What if we have a kid? Is the kid going to get infected or something?
I don't know. It would depend on the way it works, but I would say they're probably going to be fine because stories like this typically end with the virus being gone forever.
Wait, if there's only one kid, then the hive mind can't exist because it would just be the one kid.
No, that's not true. I mean, it definitely would change the way the kid is. Because remember, the first person who got infected by the rat was acting different immediately. It's not like she was just... Oh, it was until she got two people.
Were they? Or were they until they were shaking? Because they were shaking.
Yeah, until she was shaking.
Then they would have kissed the other one.
Like, after she started shaking, she was different. So I feel like the baby would start shaking, and then the baby would be different. And then the baby would want to kiss people and turn them into hive mind. But they wouldn't... No one would turn, I guess. So it'd kind of just be... stuck in, I don't even know what would happen. Maybe to just kill itself or something. It's like, I cannot fulfill my purpose. I don't know.
That's upsetting.
Yeah. Anyway, more relationship stuff. There was the whole argument looping thing, which happens in relationships where, Carol, you think she's like done with moving on with stuff and she's going to leave, and until she finds out about, I don't even remember what it was, but basically she starts arguing again about when she's right almost outside the door, and she's like, individuality is important, and I can't believe you guys don't care, and you're like, I'm gonna let him die, and blah 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 blah. So we loop just like in relationships, and then he had
a Ferrari for every day of the week.
That is true, yeah, and she had a police car which had been scraping on the ground because of those tiles she put on the backyard. And then she opens the window.
I don't know if they were actually Ferraris, Alita. I don't know anything about cars.
They looked like the car that I choose to drive in GTA. So I don't know what that is.
Like sports cars, Alita. Sports cars, right?
That's exactly. Yep. They're called like super fast cars. F1, right? That's a fast car, isn't it?
That's a movie Jockey Bacon likes.
True. Anyway, the world misses you, Carol. They want you back. They're just looking for a change of heart. Oh my goodness.
True.
Amen. Anyway.
She's a little mean, this Carol. What can we say?
Yep. She's the problem. But also not anymore, because we like the unpleasant guy at the end, and we want him to meet Carol, and they team up, and they have happy adventures.
They're gonna kill them all!
Yeah. Anyway, you got any notes? What have you got?
Oh, my goodness, Illyria. I feel like all of mine were basic, and we kind of went over them, but let me check. They can play characters, if you ask. You had to get one right eventually, Alita. You ain't special. True, you got it right that they all wouldn't care, Alita. You want to pat yourself on the back?
I just knew it.
Loser.
It was just the way it was directed. I could tell.
The score is in my favor. It was definitely a pop song in another language at the end credits for this one, Elitari, and I couldn't place it to the point where I had to look it up, and it was People Are Strange by The Doors. Get it? Because people are strange.
People are strange, but I don't know that song. But I also, when I heard it, I did think that, oh, I feel like this sounds a little familiar. So maybe
That's a pretty famous song.
Yeah, maybe I know.
It was a pretty famous, but mostly because the fucking guy died, like when he was like 20 or something. Now... Wow. He's probably like 28, O'Leary. Let's just get it straight before the comments come for us. But they won't, O'Leary. You don't get any comments on these videos. You're an embarrassment.
Yep.
Now, but true. I like that song, which definitely means they've been doing this the whole time because this is the second time I've noticed it, and I must infer that.
True.
Now, true. That's a cool song. What's the next one? Our man was nice, but also wanted Carol to get the fuck out of there. We already talked about that, O'Leary.
You know what's a cool song? And I like a lot, and I watch every time, the Apple TV music at the beginning. I don't know if you got... Wait, do you have that on your video?
No, okay. Apple TV, nothing for me, O'Leary.
God, I listen to it every time. It's got like a really satisfying visual that like goes along with this music, and I'm like, this is lovely. And I like the Pluribus like opening song as well. I watch that every time too.
It's 5 seconds, O'Leary.
Yeah, it's more like I bet it's 15 seconds or 20 seconds even. It takes a while every time, and I always think about it. I'm like, I could press skip right now, but I enjoy this.
Kill yourself.
So I don't skip it. Yeah.
So do you have to watch this on Amazon with Apple TV? How the fuck are you watching this shit?
No, I just got an Apple TV subscription, so I have that on my.
But
Apple
I thought
TV
when
app.
I looked that up, it said only on Amazon or something.
No, it's on Apple TV.
Well, I probably would have paid for it if that was the case, but you know.
You probably wouldn't even have to. I got a free trial because for like 3 months or something, I think.
No, but I would forget that, Elitary, so I'd end up paying. But it depends if we want to journey into Severance later.
We'll see.
Let's just not get ahead of ourselves.
What do you think, commenters? Let us know.
True. Commenters in 3 weeks, let us know.
Yep.
We're going to meet our true ally next episode. True, Elitary.
It is a thing where it's like, how on earth does he get from where he is to where Carol is?
Well, they say he's in Paraguay.
Where's that?
Might be a South America, so he could just drive up there, maybe.
Can you?
But also,
is that
it
a
could
thing?
be in Asia.
I guess they are connected, right?
Connected.
Yeah.
I think so. Because then there's Central America, and then there's Mexico.
Wow.
You ever heard of Mexico?
Yeah.
But we should probably look up where Paraguay is, because I don't know, it could be next to Indonesia.
All right,
but it has to be drivable. He's not going to ask for a plane, and they're definitely going to meet next episode.
Paraguay is a country in South America. There we go.
I'm a genius. Now, Literary, how racist were you? Did you think that guy was Asian, or did you think he was South American?
Well, if you would have asked me anything, I would have said, oh, he's like Mexican because he's speaking Spanish. but I have no idea.
True, but I thought he looked Asian at the beginning. So
right.
But true. Yep. I didn't really have any other notes, Literary.
All right, I have some notes on unpleasant Paraguay man. What is there? Oh,
he was very hungry, and then he found food.
He did. He finally ate. Oh my goodness! But I remember it also wasn't very yummy food. It was like something in the fridge that who knows how long it's been there.
It could have been fried rice.
That would be
but
good.
I think I'm on my Asian shit, so I don't think it was.
Yeah, I mean they have fried rice in everywhere across the world, right? It's like a pretty frequent, common thing. Says me, who doesn't know anything about other countries, but I'm gonna assume it. Everywhere has it. We have it in Australia, okay? I'm sure it's everywhere.
The leader, he's been to every country, by the way.
No, I've never been to South America, so it's the one place I cannot speak on. But yeah. Anyway, whatever. I like that they put Carol's message on a VCR like thing because obviously they knew he doesn't have like a DVD player or like a computer in there. That was very funny.
So all these blocks on the wall just aren't even worth it. Well, I guess some other people probably worked there, so they probably had the information.
Exactly. Or someone has worked there in the past, like in the past 500 years. I don't know when it was established.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
He's got a cool car. It's small.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's not really his car, but it is cool.
My interpretation was he went to his house.
Oh, it didn't even cross my mind, but that would make sense. Would it? Yeah, it would make sense, wouldn't it? Because he knew where the keys were and the money and...
Yeah, and he knew the car was underneath.
Yeah, that is obviously what it is. I didn't even think about it. That makes perfect sense.
Because he didn't like to break into the other people's even vaults or whatever.
Yeah.
So he wouldn't steal somebody's car. That's not nice. And his mummy was hanging out around there, so...
Yeah, you're a genius. I never would have figured this out. I would have waited one day until I watched like Blind Wave react to it, and I'd be like, man, that's what was happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Who needs Blind Wave when you've got me?
True. But the car thing, there is a whole thing to say about, at least for me, the whole final section it feels like a different show, like a very different. It's the setting is completely different. The music is completely different. Obviously the characters are completely different. The vehicle like looks completely different. It's like, wow, this is completely different, and I like it. It's really cool when like these two worlds collide. It's gonna be fun. Like what is this man gonna be like? What are they gonna like speak in Spanish and broken like communication? Like how are they
They're
gonna
gonna
like talk?
fall in love, Elitery. It's gonna be a lovely story.
True. Like, are they gonna stay at Carol's house? Like, are they gonna find a new place, or like, what's it gonna be?
He's gonna
like?
sleep on the couch.
Yeah. Is he gonna like immediately trust Carol, or like, is it gonna be? I don't know what the interactions are gonna be like. Like, why
it
would
is funny they've set it
yeah.
all up. Like her address is on the thing.
Yeah.
So he can find it. We established that she speaks some Spanish, so we don't need anybody to translate it.
Yeah, but so does a lot
I
of
knew
people.
as soon as she knew Spanish, Elitery, we were gonna meet this guy. By the way,
True.
I said it.
Doesn't like I don't know, like 40% of America speak Spanish or something. I don't know.
Probably or something. Here in Australia, we don't speak any other languages because we ain't learning Kiwi and we don't got any neighbors.
That is very true. Yeah.
But I'm sure these French idiots be speaking German because they're right there, and they might go there on the train one time because that's how small their shitty little continent is, Elitery.
Yeah.
So they got to learn it or something.
That's right. All right.
Did you know the Irish speak like a different language or something fucking crazy? What a bunch of idiots.
I have heard that. Yeah. But no, we love the Irish. They're not idiots. Take that back.
True.
Kyle, were you ecstatic to hear that phone recording message again and again? Because I was very happy.
Oh my goodness, it was back. She was still not asking him to change it.
I know. And every time I hear it, I'm like, good. Please do this every time. I want this as a gag in every episode, okay? I want this to keep going and keep. And she never changes.
He loves his comedy.
Oh, it's funny. This is good comedy right here. So yep. And then what else? That's all I have in terms of like notes. Then I just have like predictions.
This is your favorite episode of all time, apparently.
Well, it depends on where it goes from here. If it is actually a reveal that they are like deceptive, then it's genius and is the best episode ever. But if it's not a reveal, then it's just a good episode.
And the show fell off, and that commenter was right.
No, then it's only a 9 out of 10 instead of a 10 out of 10.
I asked this score question at like episode 3. I think we're on episode 6 now, Elitery. My goodness, what a great time to bring it back up.
All right. I think I'm pretty clear. It's pretty much the same. I think I've only ever liked the show more since then. What about you, Kyle? What are you on?
It's probably still a 9. It's still engaging and interesting and unique and not generic, Elitery, so we like that a lot. And Carol's a nice young lady. We like watching Carol. We like this other fellow. We got some good acting and stuff. So we're not going to put it down there with the shit in an 8 out of 10.
Amen. That's right.
On the contrary, Elitery, it's not quite hitting at a 10 level, I don't think, you know?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not until we meet John Cena in
Avengers
person.
are yet to assemble. And would we used to give the Avengers a 9 out of 10 before they assemble, Elitery? No, you wouldn't. Well, you might, but then that wouldn't matter because they're going to assemble afterwards.
I feel like you're the type of guy to give that first Captain America a 10 because it was set in the olden days.
Oh, what a movie. Yeah. Now, why am I giving it a 10?
Because it's set in the olden days, and you're like, man, we love olden days stuff.
Oh, yeah. He kisses Marjorie at the table or something, and his girlfriend gets jealous. Marjorie from Game of Thrones.
Oh, okay. True.
She's like a little secretary. She's in the movie for like 30 seconds.
And then what's her name? Clara from Doctor Who, the companion. She's in that too. Everyone's in that damn movie.
We don't know anything about that. But that movie is a cool one. I like that one.
I don't know about that. I remember thinking it was different. I don't know if I like it though. We'll see. One day we'll rewatch it.
Bucky falls off like a train or something. It's pretty cool. The Red Skull, now that's a cool guy.
But he's the stand-in for Hitler, and you think it's cool? What's wrong with you? My God.
He's a cool villain, Elitery. You love to hate him.
True.
Also, doesn't he like not care about the Nazis and doesn't like Hitler or something? He says he's going to kill Hitler in that movie, I think.
You remember this way better than I do, so...
It's funny, I ain't seen this movie in at least 13 years, I reckon.
Whoa. I remember when I watched it, because my friend from school gave me a DVD because they had they rented it or something. So I borrowed it from them or something. It was some weird scenario like that.
And then you never gave it back, you piece of shit.
Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, I have predictions and questions, unless you have any other notes or anything else you think about when you think of this
Everybody
episode.
In the comments below, let us know if you too like Captain America, the First Avenger.
Indeed.
Best Phase 1 movie.
Number 1. What if the show ends with them simulating a normal world around Carol? Like the party, but at a larger scale?
It is true. I thought about this because I'm always thinking, what am I going to do when I'm Carol?
Yeah.
So I was like, how much am I going to hate about life if I just get them to pretend?
Yeah.
And I feel like I probably would be unsatisfied with any victories I would have in a pretend world.
But it's not
I
really
need
a
them to
pretend
give
world,
me a
right?
drug to convince me that it's not a pretend world, and then we can be fine.
But what's like pretend about it?
That it's not real, and that they're gonna try and make me happy.
But what, like, how do you know that's true?
Because it would probably be different to the world before. But if they're playing a character so well, I just gotta not know Elitery. I can't know.
It is interesting, because people have, I don't know, like, for instance, if you were talking to me right now, and then I reveal to you that I'm actually an AI, like, would that make any difference? Would you be like, oh, Ira's been an AI the whole time?
Yes, that would be upsetting, but it would probably still be fun to do discussions, so I guess I would get over it.
I don't think, if you told
But
me
I
you're an
feel like
AI, I don't
most
think
people
it'd
would
really,
not get over
it wouldn't change anything. I'd be like, oh yeah, wow, that's crazy. Kyle's an AI, I never would have guessed.
Well, AI is
go on with
different
my
to
day.
this thingy, because an AI, if it's an actual AI and not your little fake AIs that you make Elitery,
Yeah.
then it could have a personhood, right? So it would be no different than a little person.
That's true. All right, what if you revealed to me that you were, yeah, I don't know, there probably is no equivalent.
A lady.
If you were a
and
hive
not in a
mind.
trans way. No,
What if you revealed to me that you had seen the show, like the whole show or something?
That would be a hilarious bit.
But like, would that really change anything? I wonder, because I feel like I'd probably, like, you're so good at pretending you haven't seen it that it probably wouldn't change anything. I'd just be like, okay, I can just pretend Kyle hasn't seen it. It's still a fun discussion.
It does.
Like, it changes.
I mean, it's
maybe
probably
a little
just
bit.
illogical, but it would. I think it would just ruin it a little bit. It would be like well, it wasn't what I thought it was, and probably a lot of your experience is what you think it is rather than what it actually is. And now that you know what it actually was, it changes it. More information always changes things, or something. That sounded pretty smart, huh?
It would change something. Like, it's, I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think. If I was in Carol's position and I was like, okay, guys, from now on, I'm ordering you. We're going to pretend that the world is normal. You're all going to be yourselves now. Like, whoever you were originally. And we're all going to go about our days now. I feel like the only thing that would change is that probably once every, like, few months or something, I'd be a little creeped out. I'd be like, oh, they're, like, all pretending. But then I'd just get over it and then, like, keep living. And I'd be like, yeah, whatever. Like, it's a little creepy.
Feel like I figured out the major problem is that you're going to be so hypercritical and be looking for them to fuck up that you're going to see fuck ups where there aren't, and it's going to ruin it. It's like when you find out something about an author, and then you're looking for it all the time, and then you might even make a wrong assumption or something. Or even if you believe a wrong thing about an author, and then you read into things too much or something, and then that definitely affects your experience or something.
You know what it would probably be? You'd get into an argument, like you'd want to, like, marry one of them, and then you get into an argument, and then when you get into the argument, you realize that they're, like, just pretending to have the argument. You'd get mad or something, and like then it's all over. It's like, oh, what am I doing arguing with this thing that's pretending to be true?
Because you want to marry them, but they're playing the character where the point of their character is not to marry you, so you just put in a little cheat code, and you know there's always a cheat code if you really need it, so it changes the tension or something.
True. Well, luckily we never have to contend with this, so thank God.
Not yet, until the AIs start firing up.
True.
And we all live in our own pretend worlds.
Oh, we didn't talk about this at all. That we feel like it is what you were saying about the radio signal. He's, like, trying to find a channel, and he ends up finding one that has, like, a signal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's entirely what I was saying yet, but there is something weird going on there, and there were weird sounds or something, and I like it. Is this the unconscious of the hive mind or something?
Yeah, maybe.
How interesting. That is another thing. I keep thinking about, like, weird shit they could do like that. And I feel like that seems spurted on, where it's like what they're actually thinking, or their thought process, like, verbalized or something like that, or what any of that would sound like.
Yeah, like, what if you decode that somehow, and all it is like people saying, help me, I don't know.
Yes,
like,
that's exactly what I thought.
Like, yeah.
Yes.
It could be interesting.
And yeah.
That would be a really scary thing if they do that. Yeah, I don't know. Because there's a few possibilities. One is that it's like, I think what I was suggesting, which is that it's they're like something you can, if you cut them off from that signal, then maybe, like, in a Faraday cage or whatever, maybe they can't be the hive mind anymore. One possibility is that it is like a hidden, like, it is their internal thoughts or something like that, or they're something information related. Another possibility is it's like, that is the signal that is being broadcast from the universe or whatever, because they found this signal initially from somewhere else, and maybe the true, like, way of stopping this is to go to space and, like, turn off the signal or something, and
What did they
Yeah.
say? Did they say they got the space station people first, or just at the beginning?
Yeah, they said they targeted the submarines and the people in space first, but they didn't. I don't think they said that. They said it in response to someone, Carol or someone. I don't remember who.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know, does a space station send down a fucking radio signal or some shit? I don't know how signals work. Do they go through walls? We've been over this. So I don't know. So maybe that makes sense, or maybe it doesn't.
It is an interesting question.
Gotta blow
Like
up the
how,
space station.
like how did they convert the people on the station? Like it must be that they took over someone important in government, and then in the government they sent someone up there, like someone they put like a
Well, yeah,
in
probably
space
a
or
new
something.
person goes up every 70 days or something.
And even if it's not, you could force it if you take over the government and be like, we're going to send someone up there now for some maintenance or something. I don't know. Yeah. Interesting.
Not the government. If the government falls, what's left?
Actually, it must be that, right? Because like the same thing applies to the nuclear submarines. Because like, how would they get that back? It'd only be if the government issued it, right? If they commanded them to come back. Otherwise, there's no way of getting to them. Anyway.
And remember, the president and all of his guys did die. So I don't know if they were in the plane or something, or if they were like attacked, because the military found out. So did they tell the president? And the president was hiding, and this facilitated a need to kill the president? Probably not. That could be a cool like cold open to the finale later. The
Yeah,
president
that would
killed.
be cool. That would be really cool. Sure, but you know, this is the thing that I always want that a show never does. So I don't have any faith this show will do that. But that'd be so
I've
cool.
seen apocalypse ones where the presidents are getting shown and they're trying to run into the bunker and they don't make it or something. Now, don't ask me what it was, but I remember it.
I'm sure you do. Okay.
Remember in X2 when that guy attacks the president in the White House?
That was really cool. Yeah, I do like that.
Uh-huh.
Okay. What is there? Oh, they also gave a bit more rules in this John Cena thing. They said, we can't purposely kill, harm, or otherwise interfere with any form of life. And then you know what I immediately thought of? I thought, what about the bacteria? Like, you're killing trillions of bacteria every second, and you're probably...
That's upsetting. That's definitely upsetting.
You're probably sanitizing your hand. Or maybe that's why... I was going to say that's why they don't wash your hands after the bin, but that was Carol, not the hive mind.
That was that silly lady Carol.
Yeah.
Now...
Do they stop manufacturing
another thing
soap?
is that they need... They need the stem cells or whatever, and I'm like, well, they're just going to find a different way. That's what Carol should be saying to freak out right now, but she never said that, so that was interesting.
Yeah, it is... Because it is a good... Writing that as like a story thing is like a good, decent barrier from actually having a way to do it. Because it is like... She said she didn't consent. And stem cells, as far as I understand, stem cells are not something you like shed. Like it's not unless you inject someone very
That's immediately what I thought is like, well, stem cells are probably in your hair or something. So you just get the hair, idiots, and then they can do it.
My understanding is a stem cell is like something deep within like bone marrow or something like that. Like it's a very...
Stem cell sounds like it's in your spine.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know. But true.
But you need that stem cell research to cure cancer or something, O'Leary. That's what the sci-fi tells me.
That is very true. But
you can regrow an arm.
Yeah. Do you think there are the other 11 people or 12 people or whatever? Do you think have any of them accepted it? Do you think any have like been like, oh, you know, take my stem? And also the second
one lady
question
did say she wanted to.
Wait, what? Oh, wait, what one lady? During that first meeting, like. Yeah. True.
But also, he did say that they're having their meetings all the time. It didn't say that like one of them.
Yeah, that's
was
true.
Like gone now.
Well, the implication.
But also, it is
might be...
interesting that our French guy said pretty abruptly that he's like he didn't want to do it. So.
Yeah, he respectfully declined.
What a nice guy.
It's because he knows individuality is important, and he gets to live his fantasy dream life. So I don't think.
Well, I think it's definitely more the second thing than the first thing. I don't think he's intellectualized the individuality thing. I think they all think Carol's an annoying bitch for yapping about that.
Yeah, but he feels bad for her.
What do you think the thematic message is there? You think it's just like most people are lazy and selfish, and they're not going to think about the deep philosophical issues with this or something like that? Are we supposed to think Carol's a hero for thinking about these things?
I truly do believe that the thematic thing we're going for is something symbolic about relationships, and Carol as an archetype of a certain type of person in a relationship. That's what I think we're going with. I just don't have the conclusion here. But it's like,
the only
there's going to be something.
Thing about that is that she was in like a very functioning, like seemingly healthy relationship.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know where this is going. Yeah. Unless she ends up having a conversation with Helen at the end, somehow. Or we do like a Last of Us like flashback, and we like different context for a certain scene. I don't know.
Yeah. That was crazy.
Yeah. Anyway, The other question, sorry, was about the 12 other people. Is do you think all they said in this episode is that they need our stem cells to kind of individualize the thing for us? But does that mean they figured it out already, or is it like they need our stem cells to like experiment and then one day they'll figure it out from there? Or do you think they've already figured out how to convert them? They just need their consent.
I don't know how experiments work, Elita. Who the fuck are you asking this question?
Yeah, I don't know. Why did I bother?
But they did. There was a thing where it's like, oh yes, they figured a lot out about this or something, and it's like, oh, but there wasn't too many details, so there could be things yet to be revealed.
Indeed.
We got 3 episodes left, Elita, I believe.
It is kind of crazy.
Oh, and it's also interesting because the tension deflates here, and I think it's a misdirect where it's like, well, now they're not going to turn Carol. So, like, what has she got to be too worried about? So there's 2 directions, I think. Either we do start to get concerned with them dying. I doubt we'll get a 10-year flash forward, but that would be interesting. And instead we pivot into trying to save humanity by literally saving the bodies of the hive mind. Or, like, once her and this dude get together, the second shoe's going to drop and they are, like, going to try and start attacking them or something. And then, like, the tension ramps up of, like, well, they're not going to unconsensually take your thingy, but they are going to electrocute you.
I feel like the hive mind can never become a true threat because they're so ungodly powerful. Like, how do you even there's no way you could fight against them.
That is true. How do you fight against them?
Yeah.
I know, you go off the grid and underground and set up this craft a young man can make.
There is one possibility, which is that you somehow come across the solution to undo it, but it's not like an easy thing to implement, but it is a thing where it's like if they get too close to you, you will undo their like conditioning or something and they become normal again. Like maybe if it's like a perfume or something and they have to smell it, so they're like constantly avoiding you, or something like that. I don't know, it could be.
But they could just drone you.
Yeah. Do you think no? Do you think there's something deeper going on with their distance from Carol? Do you think it is like the solution is something like if you truly believe you can bring us back, then we come back or something, and that's why they're avoiding her because it's like it's a mental thing. Like if she says it strong enough that I want you back, like maybe they'll come back, like in a relationship or something. I don't know.
That kind of goes into my thing where if she screams at him enough, what if they just literally all die?
Yeah, exactly.
But not literally like the bodies, but the virus.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It is interesting though, because I have no idea what the fuck the rest of these episodes could be about, unless it's about acceptance or something.
Yeah, it could be.
I don't know.
How do you get? Let's say you break up with someone. How do you get them back?
I don't freaking know.
I don't know either. Who knows? All right, well. It
depends why you.
That's a great question. So why did they break up? Because the virus came down. I have no idea. This relationship metaphor is not going anywhere. I don't know.
If you cheated on somebody, if you got a bug implanted in you that if you ever cheated again, your dick would fall off. That's how you get them back. But also you could apologize, or you could wait a year and say you've grown or something. But that could be part of the distance thing you're talking about, where you need some space apart and then you can reconjoin. Or maybe you broke up because of long distance and you blew up London, so she can't live in London anymore and she lives here, so you can be together again.
Yep. What if this guy is like evil?
True. Maybe.
Like, we don't really know anything about it.
Probably not. Maybe his mother wasn't a bitch and he's just a bad guy.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe this, maybe that. Who knows? We'll find out soon because, guys, that's it. The end of this discussion. And I think by now I should have probably revealed to them that it is going to be twice a week. I'm sure they figured out by now if they're on episode, what number is this? Like 6 or something?
True.
Yeah. So see you in less than a week, I guess. Anything else you want to say, Kyle?
Sadly, this will not drag on for 9 weeks, but instead, I don't know, 4 and a bit?
True, like a month roughly, also. So it's a blessing from us to you guys. Congratulations.
So, are we going to do all 3 episodes in the next one?
Absolutely not. We're going to figure out piece by piece. And then the next episode is going to be the one whether you've heard about, and we're going to have no idea what's happening after that. It's going to be great. But we'll see. Anyway, so thanks everyone, and see you next
Tuesday.
time.
It doesn't even work anymore.
That is true. RIP.